along at 40,000 feet in the air, going 500 miles an hour, and boom. Some estimates claim that near 25% of Americans are afraid of flying, but others, according to the National Institute of Mental Health, 6.5% or 20 million people have aviophobia. I personally have trained a little bit in getting my pilot certificate or license, and also have done many hours of research over maintenance techniques and watched countless hours of videos on why planes crash. Whether you're 8 miles in the air, right at sea level on a boat, or driving around on 4 tires, you're always at a risk, but traveling by air has the least amount of risks. Firstly, I'm going to tell you of some of the safety features involved in air travel. Then I'll try and persuade you into giving it a try by telling you your odds with other modes of transportation and telling you why air travel is in fact the safest. Commercial air travel has been around since 1914, so that has given great amounts of time to reduce accidents. Firstly, I'll go over some of the features that will keep you safe in today's air travel. When in the terminal, the stringent security measures should curb one of your possible fears, a terrorist getting on board. If it's not a terrorist you're afraid of, then it's probably something to do with the plane itself. Aircraft are held to a very high standard. Therefore, they have pre-flights, or they are checked for visible damage and have certain procedures to make sure that everything works before every flight, and then thoroughly inspected at least once a year. Any minute discrepancy is tagged and fixed, most likely before the aircraft is allowed to fly again. Then they can detect things that you cannot see with the naked eye. All transportation vehicles, whether it be a car, boat, train, or hot air balloon, go through maintenance and regular checks. They are supposed to be regularly checked, but they're usually only inspected when something goes wrong. Whether it be safety or piloted error, other transportation modes have odds of their own. Driving is the most dangerous manner of travel. To get a driver's license, all you have to do is take a test and do some simple maneuvers in driving. To get a simple pilot certificate takes at least 3 months if you and your instructor work together all day, every day. Otherwise, it could take upwards of a year. So to be a commercial pilot takes years of education and training. There is a 1 in 98% chance of getting into an accident in a lifetime in a car. Your odds in a plane? 1 in 7,178, according to USA Today's news post. Is air travel safer than car travel? The main game-changing fact, though, is that planes hold a larger amount of people. So when they crash, the fatality rate is higher than if it is a fatal accident. Lastly, I'll convince you as to why flying is the best, fastest, and safest way to get around the Earth, especially for far distances. Firstly, the biggest factor is it is much faster than any other way of traveling and generally more comfortable. Aside from it being extremely convenient and time-saving, it will also provide great experiences. I personally can attest to that fact that you see a lot more from up above, and you get to see the world from above. Getting to see the world from above is a truly amazing experience. It really puts into perspective the true size of the Earth and some man-made structures that you wouldn't be able to understand from the ground. Overall, you are almost 99.1% less likely to crash in a plane. So firstly, we went over the causes of airline crashes. Then I attempted to tell you the odds and safety in other transportation modes. And lastly, I told you why airline travel is the safest mode. Whether you're 8 miles in the air, right at sea level on a boat, or driving around on 4 tires, you are always taking a risk, but traveling by air has the least amount of odds. Next time you're going somewhere far, give great consideration to flying, because not only you get to see everything from above, but you get to take it in, all in, and see new sights.